Welcome to Battle Truth and my point of view. Oh, no, you. So I'm not a hater. I could only give you the facts that's written on these papers. And since we have no dealing, therefore the court can care less about your feelings. I'm the Honorable MallikiBaker, your presiding judge, chairman, and spokesperson on United Front. You are my witnesses and jury. You may be seated. Court is now in session. Let's talk about it. Listen, man, as the world is tuned into the Diddy trial, man, and what's going on there, let me just say, for the most part, man, let me just say this. I don't feel sorry for him at all. I believe every dog has its day, and I believe this is what's happening to him on more than one level. This is an evil, corrupted man, and his history has caught up with him pertaining to the things he did in his past over and over and over again. The crazy thing about some of this stuff, man, that people, when dealing with the rich, what happens when you deal with the rich, man, they become so confident in their money that they lust for power and control brings them to a point that they believe they are invincible. They are above the law. And they prey on the weak, or those who they believe that's inferior to them. Now, when you look at the Puffy situation and all these witnesses coming out against him and everything he doing, when you see how he was before he was incarcerated, how boisterous and outspoken he was, and how you couldn't really talk to him or reason with him because he walked as this dictator, calling all shots, and believe that he knows it all. Now look at him in the courtroom, quiet, humble, respectful, obedient, wearing the same clothes more than one day. You see how when you're in the presence of authority, how you can be humbled? And remember, this is the court of law. Imagine being in the presence of the living God. If you can humble yourself in the court of man, what do you think gonna happen when you in the court of the living God? Now, I say that to say this. When you look at the things that's coming out on Diddy that have literally been proven to be true, from him reaching out to the Crips in California to put a hit on Tupac for $1 million. And the only reason why he's not, even if they try to charge him with that, if they even try to charge him with that, he will have an advantage because of this reason. Even though all the persons who were supposed to have been involved in the killing of Tupac, from Keefe D and his family and his nephew, his family, everyone is dead except for Keefe D himself and Puffy. So for the most part, it's Keefe D words against Puffy's. Not only that, Keefe D is already on record saying that the reason why they killed Tupac had nothing to do with the money that Puffy had put on his head. Thing to do with Pac and them jumping on his nephew that night. And after they killed Tupac that night, then they decided we might as well get the money then, even though they didn't kill him for the money. That's on record. So even if they was to try to charge Puffy for that, which it could be some type of conspiracy, if anything, but they already on record saying we didn't kill Pac because of the money. We killed him because the fight in the casino that night, hotel, when they jumped on his nephew, Orlando Anderson, that when they retaliated Pac, Then they decided we might as well collect the money. But then you have Biggie. Whether or not Puffy put the hit out on him or not, I believe he did. You still killed Biggie. Let me tell you why. At this time when Biggie is living, this never made no sense to me at all. And I don't understand in any type of way how foolish and stupid. I'm just going to keep it real. No disrespect to Biggie Small, but that was one of the dumbest moves and mistakes, stupidity he could have ever made. You are in the middle of an East Coast, West Coast war. Literally. Literally. The leader of the West Coast war, Tupac, one of the most loved on the West Coast, leading this war, just been killed. And it ain't even really been a good 6 months. They still mourning over him. People still in denial that he actually dead. And then you, this rival enemy, and who's leading the East Coast in this war. And you are the face and public enemy number one to the West Coast. You decide in all arrogance and disrespect, now since Pac is dead and the West Coast mourning him crazy, let's go to Cali. That was crazy. That right there was not smart at all. I don't see how that benefited him in any type of way. How it would have benefited him in any. It was. And if I was Biggie and Puffy was telling me we're going to California, I would have told him you out of your mind. And I would have literally excommunicated myself from him. And I would have knew right then and there, you trying to kill me. Because there's no way you're not trying to kill me, that you telling me that we supposed to go to California and I'm the most hated person right now. I'm even hated worse now as a result of Pac dying. And you now finna tell me we finna go on this man's turf where everybody over there is mourning him? That's disrespectful. I'm not finna go. I would have knew right then and there, you're setting me up, bro. There's no way you do something like that. No way at all. There was no need for him to go there. Biggie is in New York. That's the mecca and capital of hip hop, not California. There is nothing in California dealing with music that New York ain't already got covered. In fact, the popularity of New York when it comes to selling records and Biggie being number one, he would sell more in New York than he would California anytime. So I didn't understand why he would take that trip. And they couldn't sue him for it. Even if they tried to sue him for not going, they wouldn't have succeeded in the court of law. Especially if you presented the facts. Like, look, I'm the most hated dude on the West Coast. They literally got songs. Saying if I come out there, they're going to kill me. No, I'm not going out there. Biggie was safe as long as he stayed on the East Coast. He didn't have to go nowhere. He didn't have to throw no concert and nothing. Look, California does nothing for him. But it killed him. You mean to tell me they involved in all this money and nobody knew that? Nobody knew that? That didn't dawn on nobody at all? After they clearly been hit them up, then dropped? What? Come on, man. Stop it. No. So even if you didn't kill him, you killed that man. You made it your business to get him to California because you knew he was safe on the East Coast. He killed that man. He killed that man. That was clear. I'm just tripping off how Biggie didn't see that. How nobody in his corner saw that. Even a fool could, listen, a fool would have been able to get that one together. No, I don't care about him doing a song. I'm going back to Cali. Like that was going to humble people's hearts to greet him or accept him or receive him. No, not while they mourning Tupac. Not while you're in the middle of an East Coast, West Coast war. And you the leader, you the front runner and face of the East Coast. That was suicide, man. That was suicide. I don't care who you trying to get to protect you. That was suicide. Then before that, so I'm saying this man got a history of blood on his hand. Then they trying to say he may have been responsible for killing his baby mama, Kim Porter, allegedly. Her up, being over possessive and possessive of her. They were saying she didn't have no health problems or nothing like that. And then she just up out of nowhere suddenly end up dying when she putting a tell-all book together about y'all history and life, ready to expose everything you ever did. See, that's another thing these stars do that's just so dumb and so stupid that I don't get these people. Why do they always want to come out saying, oh, I'm finna expose y'all in 3-4 days. I'm finna tell everything. I'm finna tell everything. Get ready to buy my book, y'all. I'm finna tell everything. Like Michael Jackson did, like Prince did, and so many others, giving the Illuminati and higher ups and handlers an advantage to get rid of you. Listen, let me tell you something. If you people in the music industry want to expose it and get out of it, the only way you survive that is if you give your life to Jesus Christ. Other than that, you don't survive that. You don't survive that. That is a satanic organization, an institution. It only fears believers in Jesus Christ, genuine believers in Jesus Christ, not these fake ones. That's what it fears. Have you noticed anybody who actually honestly gave their life to Jesus Christ, spoke out against the industry, is still alive and nothing happens to them? But notice the ones who try to come out of it to expose them, who don't faithfully walk with God, know they end up dying or going insane, crazy, or end up bankrupted, or end up incarcerated. Have you noticed that? Yeah, because once God hands on you, there's nothing the enemy can do. And there's an automatic fear in anybody who tries or attempts to try to cause harm to those who are covered and anointed by God. The Bible says God is in the camp of the enemy. In other words, he know everything they doing. He hear everything they saying. He know everything they doing. God is not on the defense. God has always been on the offense. And so many people in this industry try to go up against the industry in their own strength and power and end up dying and going straight to hell because they never had a relationship with God anyway. So you're trying to fight the industry in your own power. No. So many of them do that, giving them a head start. Or I'm about to expose y'all in 3 days. In a week, I'm about to tell everything that you did. Y'all join me in my live 4 days from now. No. We live in the era of social media. If you're going to tell it. Don't give them a head start. Let it catch them off guard. By this time, it's too late for them to do anything. It's already out there. Everybody already done downloaded. It's everywhere. Stop giving them a time to get themselves together to get rid of you. Stop giving them warnings ahead of time. No, I'm going to tell it. You tell it immediately. But you better make sure you right with God when you do, that you may be covered. And they killed Michael Jackson that way. They killed Prince that way. They killed Whitney Houston that way. That's what they do. And you can't even really feel sorry for these people because they grown and they sign up for this stuff. So they know exactly what they got involved in. They know exactly what they doing. I don't like that woman, Jaguar Wright. I don't like her. Neither do I like Puffy, Bodyguard, Gene Deal. I don't like them. Because them people was right there while all that stuff was happening. Now they're trying to act as though they wasn't. Oh, I saw him beating on women. I saw them forcing people to have sex with them. I saw them with the guns and drugs. I know you did. You was right there with them. Y'all was right there partying with them. You were right there with Jay-Z. You were right there with Puffy and them. You were right there at them parties with them, doing exactly what they was doing. Then when y'all not needed no more and your careers fall off, now you want to tell the secrets to stay afloat, to line up your pockets. I don't trust none of them. None of them at all. They all was in the industry. All of them was in agreement with going up against God. All of them partook in those rituals. All of them. Every last one of them. I don't buy into none of this trash. I put my trust in Jesus Christ and Christ alone. I do not trust sinful, wicked, evil, deceiving, backbiting. Never. Never again. When you know the truth, you know the truth, and the truth will make you free, set you free. I don't trust these people at all. They all evil. They all work for the devil. If you ain't got the boldness and confidence to speak Jesus Christ, I don't trust you. Because if you can betray the living God who made and created you, who am I? Who am I? Who is anybody else? When you can worship other people, and I have no problem with that. But when it comes to saying Jesus' name, it's a problem. They could be all at award shows. I would like to thank God for this award. Yeah, that don't mean that you talking to the real God. Just because you say God don't mean you talking to God. I want to thank God for this award. That's a universal word. Every nationality you have a God. But the difference between God and Jesus is this. The name Jesus make God personal. God now have an identity. God have a resume now. God is personal now. See, when you just say, I just want to thank God, that's not personal. That's universal. Anybody could say that. That's why it's accepted. But when God is now being identified through his son, established as truth with the resume and history to support the claim, he now becomes a problem. He now becomes a problem. See, Jesus is the stumbling block. That's the difference. And these people are antichrist. You see them all in their videos, upside down crosses, blood, bones, and skulls, homosexuality, bopping to Satanism, trying to get you to sacrifice children to them, trying to get your children to respect them more than respecting you. Oh man, we got to snap out of this. This is programming. This is desensitizing. Let me play y'all this other clip. 9 people getting killed behind Puffy's ignorance. 9 people all in one day.
I see that the people was already crowded out there and it was crazy. So I finagled my way in there, me and Slicknam. I said, yo, I told Puff right then and there, I say, Puff, if they don't do a boxing one outside and get these kids off the door, somebody gonna die tonight. He said, Gene, don't worry about that. Don't worry about that. You just handle the stars once they come inside.
7 years later, a judge actually placed 50% of the blame on the people's deaths on the City University of New York and 50% on the promoters, which is Heavy D and Puffy and Jessica Rosenberg. But I don't think anyone actually went to prison or anything else like that over that.
No, I don't think so.
Yeah.
Here's the problem. This is why I said I have no respect for Gene Deal, Puffy's so-called bodyguard, who's been speaking out against him all these years, and Puffy then washed his hands with him. Notice what he always try to do. He always try to cover himself from everything he eyewitnessed himself. He eyewitnessed the drugs. He eyewitnessed the rape. He eyewitnessed the beatings. He eyewitnessed all these things by which he is now telling, lining his pocket up from interview to interview. But try to make it seem as though I was doing the right thing, though. No, you assisted in all Puffy's activities. Why you think you was his bodyguard for so many years? How do you get the job? Why do he favor you to put you in that position to make all that money as the bodyguard and nobody else? What made you any different? See, here's the thing. What makes you the bodyguard is that you have to participate too, because I'm allowing you to come into my world by which I'm opening the door to my private life and my public life that you have to protect me from. You have to protect me in. You're not just my bodyguard in public. You my bodyguard at my home. You my bodyguard in hotels. You my bodyguard when I'm driving around. You my bodyguard at concerts. So you're open to my private life. Why, if I know I'm this bogus, this dirty, this illegal, why do I let you be my bodyguard knowing you could tell and snitch on me? The only reason why I'm comfortable that you my bodyguard is because you already participating in it too. He just know Puffy can't speak out against him because it gives more weight to what he's saying, and Puffy is the one that actually ceases to lose the most, and why Puffy never really spoke out against him. So that's the advantage they have, him and the Jaguar Rice them, when they speak and exposing stars on what they eyewitnessed and saw for themselves. Stars can't say nothing back to them because it gives them power and put them in the dim light as a means of them, as a means of those stars they telling on still being relevant when they not. You don't become that man bodyguard without participating. The purpose of you being my bodyguard is because you do it too. When Puffy is said in court to be beating up the victims and they bloodied and doped up and they stuck in a hotel for 3-4 days and he not there, who you think guarding them and watching them for 3-4 days when Cassie talking about she would get black eyes and eye blacked and busted lips and then I have to stay in the house and can't leave? Who you think watching the doors? Who you think having her confined in the house? Who you think watching her while Puffy going about doing his daily thing? Who you think doing that? The bodyguards. The bodyguards. Who you think making the runs to get the dope? Who you think going out of their way to get the people? The handlers and bodyguards. Because he can't be out in the open like that. So they have people do it for them on their behalf. The purpose of getting the job. You don't get the job unless your hands getting dirty too. You cover the shootings. You cover the beatings. You cover the doping. You cover the raping. I don't buy nothing these people saying. You can't deceive me. You can't trick me. I'm wiser than that. You don't get those jobs unless your hands get dirty too. So while they sitting up there trying to act like they righteous and act like they was the good ones, no, they all participated in the rapes and doping and beating and smuggling. They all did that. They just lining their pockets up, and people want to hear the story to the point. It's just like what the feds do. They got immunity. They get immunity for telling the story. Even though we know y'all participated too, but because y'all small fries and little fish in the pond, we gonna give you immunity. Just tell what happened. That's all they got. In the court of public opinion, Jaguar Wrights and the Charleston Whites and the Gene Deals and them, they get immunity as a means of entertainment. People, do not be deceived, please. Brothers and sisters, please don't be deceived. Do not allow these images and this internet to bring you to a point where you just brain dead of reality, participating in this matrix. It's desensitizing. And they want us to take the fall for everything. Think about that. They want the blacks to take the fall for everything. We got to be the face of HIV. We got to be the face of homosexuality. We got to be the face of illiteracy. We got to be the face of single parenting. We have to be the face of incarceration. To be the face of poverty. We have to be the face of sexuality. We have to be the face of overcrowding in prisons and domestic violences and diseases. Face of everything that's called sin. We the face of it. And the sad thing about it is you have so many of us who voluntarily, our hands raised, wanting to take the place to do it. Let me do it. Let me do it. Which one of y'all niggas want to be the face of HIV? I'll give you a few dollars. Me, put me on the poster. Put me on the poster. HIV awareness, all blacks. Which one of you niggas want to be the picture for homosexuality and Pride Day? Me, put me on the poster. Flash, Instagram, Pride Day with the niggas. Which one of you niggas want to be the face of poverty, incarcerations, rape, molestation? Me, put me on the, I do it. Gonna always be a Judas. Always. We terrible as a people, man. We are terrible as a people. We, though, because God raised up a standard. Listen, I'm finna look. Say this right now, and I thank God that God is using me for something. I'm finna show y'all something. We finna do something real big, people. We will make a difference to some degree. We know we can't save everybody. We know we can't change everybody. But I tell you this, it's enough of us who got it together mentally and spiritually, who know how to connect and come to make some type of difference. That's what we're about to do real soon. I'm going to present something to y'all. Give me a minute while I'm putting it together, and where y'all get to know me a little better and understand that I am the man who I am when I'm talking to y'all. This ain't no front. This ain't no internet stuff. And I know with love comes, I'm ready for it. I'm willing to embrace it. God set me up for a reason. And just like the enemy used this internet to deceive and lie and twist and cause separation and division, God will use it to unify those who are called and appointed. I don't feel sorry for these brothers. And every time, it never fails, when they done with you, when they done washing their hands with you, they hang you out to dry. And that's what's happening to these brothers. That's what's happening to them. Notice his money meant nothing. He offered them people $50 million just so that he could fight his case at home. They turned down his money. We don't want nothing from you. We're about to make an example out of you. That's why they hate Donald Trump so much, because they can't control him. These people want control. And if they're not able to control you, they try to get rid of you. That's why they tried to assassinate that man times and failed. And that's why they tried to lock him up. They found that man. Let me just show you how people were getting to the point where their eyes is opening and they tired of the politics and lies, because we starting to get the picture and see it, especially with social media. Let me show you something. They were so threatened by that man, Donald Trump. Not only did they try to assassinate him 2 times, but that man was found guilty of over 30 felonies. 30 felonies right before the election. He lost and was found guilty on all counts. And he still won the presidential election. You know why? Because the people would rather him be there than all these fake, fraudulent politicians who just talk and don't never do nothing. The people that got so tired of the politics, they wanted somebody in office who can care less about the politics, that they let a convicted felon who so-called said to be a racist, even though I don't believe that trash, regardless of the statements you hear people say. We all make stupid statements. But a convicted felon, a so-called rapist, and racist win the election, who was found guilty of 36 felony charges. They tried to assassinate him 2 times, kill him, and he still won the election. His black vote went up. His Latino votes went up. More of the youth voted for him than the Democratic Party, because the people tired of the politics. People tired of the politics. It's just a lot of talking and not no action. The people were tired of them trying to shove homosexuality down everybody's throats. The people getting tired of that. And there's enough of us who's not desensitized to make a difference. All the things they were doing, letting all them millions of illegal aliens over here, people were tired of it. And they would rather him be in there because he ain't in the pockets of other people like other politicians are, who allow these bigots and these higher ups to finance their campaigns, by which they now owe them favors when they win the elections. That's the difference, a big difference. With that being said, man, it's your boy Battle Truth. It ain't my judgment. That's a question. It's yours. Listen, I don't feel sorry for Puffy now. All that stuff then caught up with him. That was a nasty, filthy dude. Okay? We're going to cover what in detail about the things them brothers doing. The blood on his hand. That man allegedly may be responsible for over 10 people dying, who probably went straight to hell with Jesus Christ. And that's sad. Sad way to go. So learn from these people, y'all. Learn from these people.
No streets for you. Leave me waiting on you. What's in no streets